Hello dear partners and professor. For the purpose of this task, I've analyzed the current state of the Language Resource Center in the institute where I work. And for the analysis, I've used the tool SWOT and the SWOT matrix provided in the course tools. And in order to organize and summarize the information better, I've made a mind map. In this mind map, I organize the information according to the main four categories provided by the SWOT, which are first the strengths and the weaknesses in blue, and the opportunities and threats. Well, the strengths and weaknesses refer to the internal factors of the institution, the internal issues and the internal decisions that stakeholders make in order to improve the educational quality of the institute. And the threats and opportunities refer to the external factors that can interfere in the setting of the Language Resource Center, which can be the policies and government policies, or certification issues like in contact and other kind of certifications. And well, in the strengths, I've identified three main issues, which are the availability of resources, learners and teachers' disposition, and the convenience and accessibility. In the availability of resources, I think it is a strength because the institute coordinators and the stakeholders have always been concerned in supplementing all classrooms with ICTs. That is, there are many kinds of resources available. For example, the computers, there is a computer in every classroom. There are also electronic boards that students can use and teachers can use along with the internet. There is a good internet connection. It's not the best, but it's appropriate for the purposes of language learning. Also, another strength is the learners and teachers' disposition to make use of the new technologies. On their part, teachers try to use almost all these tools in order to improve the lessons. They use the video in classrooms, they take the students to the laboratory, and they use the internet tools. And also students, they acknowledge that nowadays ICTs are very important in order to improve the learning process, and also they have manifested that the activities that they do in the laboratory have reinforced learning. And well, as a teacher, as I have realized that these activities in the laboratory have improved the learner's autonomy because they have to complete the activities on their own without the constant presence of the teacher in the classroom. And also on the other hand, I've identified two main weaknesses that manifest every day in this Language Resource Center. The first is the lack of technical support in this Language Resource Center or in the institute. In general, there is not an expert who help teachers and learners with the use of the technological tools and with equipment. And every day there are many problems. For example, mouses won't work, and this is constantly happening because mouses work with batteries and batteries got low. And well, it's always a crisis with mouses and the software incompatibility. Here in this institute, computers work with Ubuntu, not with Windows, and this always is happening, the software incompatibility with other programs. But there is not a person who is there trying to help teachers with these problems, and teachers are alone. Also, another important problem that I have noticed in this Language Resource Center is the lack of multimedia resources. Well, basically what the students do on the laboratory or in the Language Resource Center is to complete exercises within the platform they use and to complete the tasks that teachers assign them. However, there is not a solid bank of multimedia resources for them to work autonomously. For example, there are not CD rooms, there are not DVD rooms that that students can use. There are not also books, electronic dictionaries. There is not a bank, a solid bank of tools, of Web 2.0 tools. Are not literature books, and well, all these are tools that students need to advance in their learning process. And well, on the external factors, I also identify threats and opportunities. Within the opportunities, I identify the establishment of policies and standards by the Ministry of Education, such as, for example, el Manual para el Montaje y Uso de un Centro de Recursos de Idiomas, which I think is a very useful tool and important tool for all those teachers and coordinators who want to establish a language resource center according to a high quality of parameters. And well, in the same sense, I also identify some threats, which are the lack of supervision in the private sector. And well, the Ministry of Education and the government provide public institutions with these manuals, with these standards for the setting of a language resource center. However, I haven't seen that these same standards are applied in private institutions, like in language private institutions. And well, as I said before, the language resource center in the institute where I work is very poor. Well, it has a lot of equipments, it has computers, it has boards, etc., but it doesn't have the pedagogical resources to improve the educational product that they are offering. In other words, this language resource center doesn't comply with the high quality standards that are set in the manuals provided by men. And for these reasons, I think that the Ministry of Education needs to be more radical in regards to the standards of quality of these private institutions. I don't agree that these policies only apply to public institutions because, well, this private institution has a very large scope. At least in Bogota, there are 3,000 students, and there are many other students in other cities. And well, although this institute has an in-context certification of high quality, I don't think this is enough to guarantee that the service offered is of a high quality. And well, this is all that I wanted to share with you. I hope you liked it, and I am anxious to read your comments. Thank you.